Alright guys, this one's kind of funny. Porn star explains why you are a scumbag who gets in the way of justice. If a porn star says that you're a scumbag who gets in the way of justice by setting up a Delaware LLC to safeguard your assets and reduce your legal liability, it must be true. Submitted by Simon Black of Sovereign Man. The internet practically exploded this morning after a detailed report was published proving that dozens of corrupt politicians around the world have been stealing public funds and hiding the loot overseas. In other news, the Pope is Catholic, just like I said before. Same shit, different day. Not to make light of this, but this hardly comes as a surprise. There's some grade A filth in positions of power who routinely funnel public funds into their own pockets. Whether the secret funds offshore, buy expensive flats in London, purchase Bitcoin, or stuff cash under their mattresses seems hardly relevant. Excuse me. The real issue is that systems of government routinely put morally bankrupt individuals in control of trillions of dollars of cash. Seriously, what do people expect is going to happen? Yet this never seems to be a concern. The media outcry always seems to focus on the manner in which public officials hide their assets, not the fact that the funds were stolen to begin with. The report targets the illicit use of offshore corporations, specifically those set up by a single law firm in Panama. In reality, this issue hardly boils down to one firm. There are thousands of law firms all around the world, including the UK and the United States, that register companies for their clients. Some of those companies end up being used for nefarious purposes, including fraud and theft. But it's crazy to presume that corrupt officials and con artists are the only ones that would ever need a company in one of these shady jurisdictions. Those shady jurisdictions, by the way, include Wyoming, South Dakota, and Delaware. Alongside the report is a video with a scantily clad porno actress named Lisa Ann, star of Who's Nailin' Palin, a satire in which Miss Ann spoofs former vice presidential candidate Sarah Palin engaged in sexual congress. No, I'm not making this up. In her video, the porn starlet explains only arms dealers and scumbags set up asset protect vehicles like anonymous shell companies, which can include something like a Delaware LLC. Never mind that the people in the land of the free are living in the most litigious society in human history, or that last year the U.S. government stole more money and private property from its own citizens through civil asset forfeiture than the thieves and felons in the country combined. And don't get me started on civil asset forfeiture. That is such bullshit. The people should be going to jail for stealing all these poor people's money, their cars, their houses, their livelihoods, and it costs them literally years and sometimes more than what it was originally worth to get it back. Given such obvious realities, you'd have to be crazy not to take steps to protect your savings. But if a porn star says that you're a scumbag who gets in the way of justice by setting up a Delaware LLC to safeguard your assets and reduce your legal liability, it must be true, so let it be written. Look at the anger and disgust of seeing corrupt people getting away with the crime is understandable, particularly when the crime is stealing from taxpayers. But nobody ever seems to attack the real problem, that these people are ever put in positions enabling them to steal taxpayer funds to begin with. Instead, the spotlight is on how they hide it. That's like focusing on what color t-shirt the axe murderer was wearing. My concern is that if corrupt officials shift tactics and start buying gold, there will be calls to outlaw gold. Or if they start holding cash, there will be even louder calls to ban cash. These reports are incredibly damning for the dozens, even hundreds or thousands of bad actors who abuse the system. But at the same time, they create mass hysteria that puts law-abiding taxpayers who value their financial privacy into the same category as some corrupt African dictator. We've entered a time where privacy and personal freedom are trivial inconveniences, rather than the bedrock cultural values they used to be. For example, I question when our society degenerated to the point that a porn star gets to tell us what we should and should not be able to do with our own private property. I thought that was a funny one. Just a little humor about the Panama Papers. So anyways, guys, that's going to be it for tonight. As you can tell, my voice is gone. I don't think I could get through another story. I've got 3 or 4 more here, but I'll try tomorrow to get through them. Anyways, guys, the giveaway is the 30th. Keep commenting, keep liking, keep subscribing, keep sharing these stories. If any of you out there want to do shout outs, I'd be more than happy if you did. As you can tell, what this channel is going to be all about, it's going to be all about silver and gold news, maybe some political stuff thrown in from time to time, and like this story, maybe a little satire, just to lighten things up. So you know what the channel is going to be all about. So if you want to do a shout out, I'd be much appreciated. Hopefully YouTube fixes this subscribe thing where it's not letting people subscribe. And what else was I going to say? Oh, I wanted to thank everybody who has subscribed up to this point. 55 subscriptions in less than a month. That's, as far as I'm concerned, that's pretty damn good. So, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. As long as y'all keep doing what you're doing on your end, we can grow this channel and make it a behemoth. But like I said, the giveaway, April 30th, the more subs we have, the better the giveaway is going to be. I'll make sure it's a good giveaway, but we need to have more subs in order to make it an even better giveaway. Alright? Thank you guys, and keep stacking.